All right, let's jump right into this explainer. Today, we're unpacking a genuinely chaotic and historic World Cup clash down in Houston. Now, when you just glance at the raw data of this 2026 matchup between Germany and Curacao, a 7-1 scoreline usually screams one thing, right? A standard, completely predictable blowout. It looks like a giant effortlessly swatting away a much smaller opponent. But when we actually unpack the highlights and the real time of events, a wildly different and honestly kind of paradoxical narrative emerges. We're going to explore how one of the most lopsided games on paper actually delivered one of the most magical, triumphant moments in tournament history. Just picture the stadium completely erupting as an unbelievable piece of history unfolds right in front of us. The play-by-play commentator hit the nail on the head, perfectly capturing the sheer disbelief of the moment with this line: "A nation of scarcely more than 100,000 souls has just silenced millions." I mean, let the gravity of that sink in for a second. This was absolutely not a regular goal. The broadcast audio is just pure shockwave. For this fleeting, magical window in Houston, the expected script was totally torn to shreds, leaving the heavyweights of the footballing world completely speechless. And really, this sets up the ultimate David versus Goliath dynamic that made those opening moments so stunning. Just look at the stark contrast here. On one side, you've got Curacao, a tiny island nation with around 100,000 people. On the other side, Germany, a global footballing superpower with tens of millions of people, backed by this intimidating legacy of World Cup dominance. Historically, demographically, it's a colossal mismatch. It's the kind of game where the smaller team is just expected to park the bus and defend for 90 minutes. Yet, the math didn't dictate the opening act here. The millions were, quite literally, silenced by the thousands. Okay, Section 1, the impossible equalizer. Curacao strikes back. Let's break down exactly how this tiny island nation pulled off the impossible. What's really fascinating here is just how precise Curaçao's buildup was. This wasn't some lucky deflection, you know? It was a surgical 3-step strike. Step 1, Mamacha, playing via meta, initiates the sequence and finds that critical pocket of space. Step 2, a highly calculated, nudging pass played in behind their lines towards Hansen, completely catching the German defense off guard. And then Step 3, Lacardia is perfectly positioned to meet it, delivering the historic strike right into the back of the net. 3 clean, deliberate steps that totally dissected a world-class defense. But, well, the elation was agonizingly short-lived. That brings us to Section 2, no warnings heeded, the giant wakes up. The broadcast captured the exact ominous moment the momentum flipped. It started with Brown delivering a ball with plenty of elevation, and Schlottig managed to expertly flick it in. Right as that happened, the commentator dropped this chilling line: "They have been warned, and they haven't heeded that warning." It's just a devastating pivot. Curacao had their beautiful fairy tale moment, but they left the door cracked open, and Germany ruthlessly kicked it down. The fairy tale was instantly replaced by the harsh, unforgiving reality of top-tier football. Which leads us right into Section 3, relentless onslaught, rapid German response. Let's move through this timeline because it builds into this breathless, overwhelming flurry of attacks. Once Schlottig flicked in that first strike, the floodgates completely shattered. The referee awards a penalty, and Havertz coolly rolls it in for the second. Then Kim plays a fantastic ball to Musiala to extend the lead. Next, a clever, lashed free kick results in the fourth. The pressure is just at maximum now. Tar spots Son's run, leading to a rapid-fire goal from Undorf for the fifth. And just when you think the clock might give them a break, Undorf pushes the ball through to Kai Havertz, who casually clips it over the keeper for number 7. Just an absolute avalanche of German efficiency.
Man, you really have to feel for Curaçao's goalkeeper, Room, here. Look at this commentary note from that clever fourth strike. Room got a glove on it, but he is furious with his defenders for not switching on. You can just feel the immense frustration. It perfectly captures the nightmare of trying to hold back a tidal wave all by yourself while your defense is just spinning from the speed of the German attackers.
But to their credit, Curacao didn't just roll over. They really tried to push back. We saw Leandro Bacuna out there delivering balls into the box, one of which was headed just over the bar, and Unific was linking up with Margarita, desperately trying to spark something in the final third. They were fighting for the badge, for sure, but the tactical gap was just too vast to close once Germany found their rhythm. So, after the dust finally settles on that chaotic sequence, what does it actually mean? Let's wrap up with Section 4, History in Houston, the final whistle. Germany kicks off their tournament in absolute style, racking up 7 goals by the final whistle. 7. That is a massive, dominating figure. It's a clear statement of intent, showing off their depth and their ability to punish even the slightest defensive mistake without an ounce of mercy. But then, there's the one, And this is the crucial point. Against all odds, and despite a brutal onslaught, Curacao walked away with one. In a 7-1 blowout, logic tells you the team with the one is entirely broken. But context is everything. Because that single goal wasn't just some garbage time consolation prize. It was Curaçao's first ever World Cup goal. For a nation of 100,000 souls, getting on the score sheet against Germany at a World Cup is a miraculous milestone. It's going to be etched into their history books forever. We have two vastly different historic milestones achieved in the exact same 90 minutes of football. And that leaves us with this incredible paradox to ponder. In the face of a ruthless blowout, did David still somehow beat Goliath? I mean, does a 7-1 defeat even matter when you've literally just made history? It challenges us to look past the raw numbers and see the monumental human achievements hidden inside a lopsided scoreboard. Keep that in mind next time you watch a mismatched game.